My name is Giorgos and I'm a sales engineer with a master in renewable energies, and I'm currently working for Mecasolar. Mecasolar is a Spanish company that they manufacture and distribute solar trackers and also fixed structures for PV parks. So we have numerous solutions, all kinds of solutions for PV parks all over the world. During my presentation, I will talk first, obviously, about us, about our products, and then I will try to make a study case for you, for Romania, and specifically for 1 megawatt project, which I think is a quite interesting type of project in Romania. And in the end, I will show you success stories from Europe, which is relevant to the Romanian market, and I think that they will intrigue you in order to come to us, in order maybe to give you some solutions for photovoltaic parks. So, Mecasolar is a part of a bigger group called OBDE. It's a Spanish group. We are located in close to Barcelona, and we operate from early 2000s. The company started as the OBDE group, which is a developer and also investor of photovoltaic parks. They have a huge pipeline of that they already installed more than 300 megawatts, mainly in Spain, but also elsewhere in the world. And from the moment they start materializing photovoltaic parks, they also created 2 other companies. Mecasolar, which is the manufacturer, as we said, of trackers and fixed structures, and also Proinso, which is a large distributor of photovoltaics and inverters all over the world. More specifically for Mecasolar, we have right now 2 main facilities where we manufacture trackers. The one is in Greece and the other is in Spain. We're talking about Europe right now. And we have also 2 in the United States and Canada. And we're planning to create a new one in India and probably in South Africa. That's the hottest one. And then we're looking forward to new markets. This is an old one, not updated chart, that we're talking about 310 megawatts installed already, but actually last year, in 2012, we exceeded 350 megawatts of installed, mainly trackers, especially 2-axis trackers. Our products, as I said, include 2-axis trackers. 1-axis, I will try to show them somehow. 2-axis tracker, 1-axis tracker, and 1-axis polar and horizontal. Several 1-axis solution and the fixed structure. And the fixed structure can have foundations like a Mecascrew, which is an earth screw, ground screw, and also piles, ramming. The normal solution that usually we see on large-scale products. The fixed structure that we have, it can be completely flexible for all kinds of projects. In general, we have an engineering solution specifically for every project. So what we expect from our client is to give us all the information we need, like for example, geotechnical study or anyhow the ground conditions, the panel, the string configuration, and then we make a specific engineering solution for every park, especially for the large ones. And we have numerous solutions like with 2 panels in portrait, vertical, 3, 4, 5, 6, also horizontal. We can have a bipole system, which means with every portal frame has 2 rams or earth screws, or we can have a single one. And we can serve all kinds of projects and demands that our client have. These are the different products. have the horizontal tracker. This is a huge tracker of around 150 kilowatt. The movement, it goes from east to west on an horizontal axis, and it moves around 90 degrees in total, from minus 45 to plus 45, and can increase your production up to 23% depending on the distances between the rows. Furthermore, I will explain you also how much it costs and why it makes sense to use such a solution for a large-scale park. The main important things for it is that it's extremely easy to install. It has almost minimum maintenance costs, and it can be transported very easily with containers, so it's easy to transport. So the cost for the transportation is quite low. Also, what is important that it can be, we don't need the concrete basis for it. We can use the mecha screw or any other ground screw that we can find in the market. Then we have the polar tracker, which is like the horizontal one, just a bit tilted in order to increase a bit more the production that our project and the system has. And this can be up to 120 more or less kilowatts, and it can increase the production up to almost 30%. Also, again, it depends on the distances between the rows. And so the shadowing, to minimize the shadowing effect. We have different variations of what the tilt is going to be, from 20 to 30 degrees, and we can use all kinds of panels. The mecha screw is the solution, the foundation solution that we have for these two trackers and also for the fixed structure, which is a hot dip galvanized. Actually, every product that we have is hot dip galvanized, is made from hot galvanized steel, with all, of course, the certifications, and is always designed under the Euro codes. So we have a complete solution that you can take it and go to the bank and ask for finance, because I know how important it is for every bank here to have specific certificates for the products that you use, in order to be, in order the bank to be guaranteed that all the project is going to last for the 25 years of how long it's going to invest on it. Then we have the azimuthal tracker, which is one of our best sellers, mainly in Greece, actually, and also in Spain, which is an azimuthal tracker that it moves from east to west on a concrete base, based on a big gear coming from cranes. The production is more than 30% easily proven, and I can show you some examples. And this one is more for commercial projects, up to 1 megawatt, maybe 2 or 3 megawatt. And the reason behind this is because usually it's used with string inverters, one inverter for every tracker. And it has the good thing that if something goes wrong, only one tracker from out of the whole park is going to go out, like a minimum percentage. But from the other hand, it makes a bit more complex the system. This tracker is the only horizontal tracker in the market right now that it has a wind protection system. Actually, all of our products have wind protection system, which means they have a wind meter and also a wind vane that they trace where the high wind is coming from, so it turns parallel to the wind in order not to have any damage, yes, and any resistance against the wind. Also, very important with this tracker, the specific one, we can change the tilt angle. So seasonal, someone can change the tilt angle from 20 to 30 degrees, actually from 20 to 35 degrees, and in order to boost a little bit more the production, as long as it is interesting for the investor. And finally, we have the most installed tracker everywhere in the world, the 2-axis Mecasolar tracker, which is the most famous one we have. Actually, it exceeds the 200 megawatts installed capacity, this tracker. It can boost the production up to 40% in a project. It has maybe the biggest variation in angles, from 0 to 60 and from minus 120 to plus 120. It has also wind vane, and wind battery is also one of the few in the two-axis solutions that can not only getting horizontal when the wind is high, but also getting parallel to the wind. So that means it turns parallel to the wind from where it comes stronger. And this is maybe the most important, actually, part of my presentation. I tried to make here a small example, a small financial example of what the trackers can give to a project in Romania. So, in the beginning, in the first 5 rows, we see how much it's going to cost a project in Romania based on the different solutions. So I have fixed system, horizontal, polar, azimuthal, and two axes. And also here, with bold, I have the total cost based on the different solutions. For example, let's take the horizontal. We're going to have an increase of around 150,000 euros, which is like something a bit more than 10%, but we're going to have an increase on production of 19%. The simple payback time, and this is always the same for trackers all over the world, actually the payback time between different scenarios is more or less the same, especially here in Romania, that actually the feed-in tariff or the green certificates are so expensive, they give so much money, that you make the investment so fast that you cannot actually see a huge difference between the different scenarios. But what is more important than all is the amount of production of energy that we're going to have after 10 years, where actually you can see the difference, what difference the tracker makes. You can see that here we have like 2 gigawatt-hours more, with the polar we have 3 gigawatt-hours more, etc. And here you can see the revenues after 10 years, where I included also the maintenance costs that the trackers have. So you see, if you have 1 megawatt with fixed structure, you're going to make around 3.6 million for a feed-in tariff of 0.3 euro per kilowatt hour, which is very low compared to reality, right now at least. And with the two axes, you can make 5 million. And this is what the tracker offers to the investor. It gives him a lot of much revenues with the same financial figures, with the same payback time, with the same IRR, with the same return of investment. You have the same, you're going to have the same actual business plan, but you're going to make more revenues. What actually that means? If you have 1 megawatt project license signed to you with the tracker of the horizontal, it becomes 1.2 megawatt. With the polar, it becomes 1.25 megawatt actually, and so on. So you have a limited license, and you double it, or you increase it with the same feed-in tariff. So it's a win-win situation for a long-term investor. It's a matter of if the investor has, of course, the money for this extra income, for this extra installation cost, and if he wants to make some extra money from the same license. It's so simple. All these financial figures, it's in your disposal, first of all from Reco, and also I will give you my business cards in order to send you the Excel files behind it. I don't have a problem with this, and you will see that I included the extra costs you can see in the installation. For example, the 3 first solutions, they have the same the same foundations, so the installation costs are the same because we offer the same price for installing the fixed structure and the trackers as Mecasolar. We offer the same price for installation. And here, excuse me. And here you will see the increase of the installation for the last 2 products because they use concrete bases. They don't have the same foundation system like the other ones, so they need some extra costs in order to install them. I included everything. I also included, as I said, the maintenance, which is obviously increasing for trackers, and I also included some risk in case of faults. So what I would like to say is all these numbers are quite realistic, And what is important, they're not even taking into consideration the actual prices that right now Romania has. So this is an extremely conservative scenario. And still it makes quite financial sense. And in order to prove that, I will bring you some real projects, mainly in North Italy, which is in the same latitude like Romania, and also in Spain and Greece, in order to see how big projects we can do with our products. For example, here I have a 5 megawatt project in Fossano, Italy, which, as you see in the small map over there, it's in the same latitude like Bucharest, and it has 1600 kilowatt hours per kilowatt production, exactly as the one I'm mentioning on my Excel files or in my calculations. I took a real production. You see here how much annual generation of production it has, and also what kind of product they use. As you see, they use SMA, which, okay, it's one of the best inverters on the market with a high production, but also a quite normal panel, the Trina PCO5 multicrystalline panel, which is a normal market, quite good in quality, but normal in production, is not something extraordinary. In the same concept, I have a 4 megawatt project, a little bit higher than Bucharest, so you can see that we have a decrease on the production, 1560 kilowatt hours per kilowatt. Sorry. With an LDK panel, again polycrystalline, and again with SMA inverters. These projects, because are a bit old, they're all coming with single-phase inverters. They're not with a three-phase inverter that SMA has right now. And they all have a dedicated inverter for every tracker. Here I put this example in order not because it is close to Romania or it has anything to do with Romania, but it is nice to see how big the scale can be with trackers. Here we have a 24 megawatt project in Spain, the biggest one right now that we have as one single project. Obviously it has various panels in it, and it has an excellent production, of course, because it is obviously it is much southern than Europe. But I mentioned the production here because I want to show you that it's around again 40%, exactly as the more or less the respective production I show you in the Excel file. So they have much higher sun in Spain. That's why they have much higher specific annual production. And this is quite old project, okay? And you can, it is in your disposal if you would like, any of you would like to visit. And we have quite small amount of faults, even if it is a two-axis tracker, which supposedly is the most skeptical to faults tracker. And finally, I have a project quite close to us. It's a 1 megawatt project in Greece, North Greece, which is again in your disposal, with an excellent production, although it is quite high in Greece. It's in the border, actually it's very close in the border with Fyrom, with former Macedonian Republic. It's relatively new, and here they had single-phase inverters. They have the REC panel, which is okay, it's a very good panel, I agree, and they have an excellent production. And it is, as you see in the pictures, behind there is a huge lake, which makes actually the environment of this project is quite tricky. It's very bad for the trackers. Nonetheless, they work with almost no faults. And again, it's your disposal. It's around like 600 kilometers from here. It's not that far away. Actually, from Bucharest, it's 600 to 700 kilometers from Bucharest. It's in your disposal to visit any time in order to see this project. And finally, I have a project with fixed structures in Italy, just to see this solution also. Again, with string invert, with single-phase inverters, and with various panels. And the good with the fixed structure, as you see here, is the flexibility that we, as I told you, we have a complete, unique engineering solution for this project, like we're going to have for every solution, for every project that you're going to bring us. Is this project in a hill? Is this project in a very strange plot like this one, which is diagonal towards the south? We can find an engineering solution that will best fit for you and to your project. We have a big engineering team. We continuously improve our system. We even try to think of introducing aluminium, although the hot dip galvanized for us is a success story, hot dip galvanized steel. But nonetheless, we have all possible solutions for you. Just you have to call us and ask for quotation. More or less, that's, I didn't want to bother you much. That's my presentation, and I'm at your disposal for any questions you might have.